Good evening and welcome to Lakeview Park for this Irish Cup quarter-final between Loughgall Football Club and Linfield Football Club. It's a beautiful sunny evening down here in Loughgall. Despite the limited numbers here because of COVID, there's a real buzz of atmosphere and anticipation around the ground. My name is David Johnson, Youth Development Manager here at Loughgall Football Club, and delighted to be joined by my co-commentator tonight, a man who's no stranger to Loughgall Football Club, player, lifting many trophies and leaving a trophy as a manager, Mr. Brian Adair. Good evening, Brian, how are you?
Evening, David, how are you?
All good. And yourself, looking forward to tonight?
Great to be here, David. As you say, it's a lovely sunny night down at Lakeview, and always something special about midweek games at Loughgall, but certainly quarter-final of the Irish Cup. It doesn't get much bigger. And obviously both sides coming into to the game in very good form, you know, so I think we're in for a good game and very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how it pans out. Very much a David and Goliath event in many ways, so except the Davids on the Linfield bench tonight in that sense, but certainly Linfield firm favourites, but Loughgall nothing to fear. They've proven already this season they can beat premise of opposition, and then cup football, you never know, Brian.
No, very much so, and I think, to be fair, you know what I mean, obviously coming off the back of a very good victory on Saturday again, Warren Point, and I know they did very well, Loughgall, and as we both know, in attacking areas of the park, there's players that can hurt you, but look, let's be honest, you know, they're coming up again a very well drilled Linfield team tonight. Could well be crowned league champions on Saturday, but at the same time, if you're in a Loughgall shirt tonight, this is games you want to be involved in, and to be honest, probably coming out of COVID, probably didn't expect to be involved in games like this, with obviously the season was probably going to be void. So I think there's certainly a lot of players in a Loughgall shirt tonight will absolutely revel in this. Great opportunity for them, and as players you want to play again good opposition and come up against big players, and obviously Linfield have got that. No, international Shane Lavery leads the attack for them tonight, so yeah, it's got the makings of a very good night of a spectacle for any fan, but sadly we're thankful that we can stream it here, and just a pity fans can't get in, because when this place is bouncing, it's an incredible venue to watch a game.
So can I welcome everyone who's joining via our live Facebook stream tonight. Hopefully we will give you enough information to go with the pictures that you're getting. I can confidently say we've broken all the pay-per-view records, Brian, from Loughgall live streams, because this is the first one we've done. For those,
no pressure then, Dave? No pressure at all.
For those that are wondering where Brian and I are sitting, we're actually in the main stand, just under the Gospel Goal banner on the main stand. So that's where we are currently. So let's run through the teams before we get kicking off here. So Loughgall, obviously the home team. Number 1, Barrett Tucker. 2, Conor Kerr. 3, John Scott. 4, Ben Murdoch. 5, Jordan Little. 6, Stephen Ferguson, captain. 7, Pablo Andorra. 8, Scott McCulloch. 9, Nedis Michaelatis. 10, Dale Malone. 11, Jamie Ray. On the bench, 12, Ben Neal. 14, Ross Hunter. 15, Matthew Holloway. 16, Luke Cartwright. 17, Scott McCann. 20, Jonathan Ewart. And 21, Tom Hagan. Linfielder 1, Christopher Johns. 5, Mark Hockey. 6, Jamie Gallagher. 10, Jordan Stewart. 12, Kirk Miller. 14, Shane Lavery. 15, Navid Nassan. 22, Jimmy Mulgrew, captain. 25, Connor Pepper. 31, Niall Quinn. 35, Cameron Palmer. The bench is 40, Alex Moore. 4, Michael Newbury. 7, Andrew Waterworth. 9, Kirsty Manzinga. 16, Matthew Clark. 20, Stephen Falloon. And 99, Joel Cooper. So the game kicks off with Loughgall defending the town end of the club. Miller on the ball early. Straight away, a disputed throw-in early on, goes to Loughgall. John Scott left back, a young 19-year-old coming through the ranks here at the club. With Dale Malone in the corner, gets an early cross in, and Jones is forced to actually tip it round. Went for must have went ball, must have went in and out, but certainly a nervy moment, Brian, straight away there. That ball dropped almost under the crossbar.
Yeah, I've just looked at the way Loughgall have lined up, and in fairness to Dino, you know, he doesn't really change systems too often. He starts a 4-2-3-1, and it's good to see that he's being brave and just doing what he believes in, and straight away Dale Malone's put in a really tricky crosser, and Jones was scampering a little bit, so yeah, good start for Loughgall.
I think that's what Loughgall need to do, is do their best to sort of get pressure on Linfield players, get in their faces a bit and just make it uncomfortable for them and let them know they're in a game early doors.
Yeah, I think with Lakeview it sort of leads itself to that as well. You know, we're Loughgall like to get in people's faces and make it difficult. You know, so Lakeview allows you to do that, and you know, I think it's important that Loughgall sort of set the tempo early on, because it can be difficult. Linfield start to get on it and play, and it can be all of a sudden, you know, it could be a long, long evening. But Loughgall have certainly started in the front foot.
Yeah. Throwing Niall Quinn, plays the ball. Jordan Stewart lays it back to Niall Quinn, and he plays it infield. Mark Hockey, he just clears long to the halfway line. Naziri under it. Big Jordan comes in and wins a very good header, very strong in the air. Jordan. Throw into Loughgall, high on the right hand side. Just near the main entrance on the way into the club. Conor Kerr right back for Loughgall. Up taking it, finds Scott McCulloch's feet. Back to Conor Kerr. He beats Naziri. Cuts inside. Lays the ball back. Chance for Pablo coming right across. And John's just happy to see the ball go wide and just manages to keep it in.
Great piece of play there, David, by Conor Kerr down the right hand side for Loughgall. He's a player I like, and I've watched him quite a few times over the last 18 months, and he's a player with a great future in the game. I just love the way he drives forward with the ball, and he always delivers a decent cross in the box. And for someone so young, he a big fan of the boy Kerr, and I know his father used to play for Armagh and stuff, so he comes from good pedigree. So he started really well. Great delivery into the boxer. Yeah,
very much so. His dad Joe actually was here, involved in Loughgall youth, and to give him a shout out for that. Mulgrew wins the header. Ben Murdoch wins the header back. A bit of pinball. Foul. Stephen Ferguson just slightly high. This is Stephen Ferguson's 300th game, Brian, for Loughgall. What a servant he's been to the football club. Absolutely fantastic, and a great example to young players. Oh, Fergie, absolutely. You know what I mean? He's for any lad to play that amount of games at one club, probably in today's game, it's probably unheard of. So I think, in fairness to him, the loyalty that he's given the football club, and you know, he's been an incredible servant, and the incredible thing about it is he still looks like 21. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
out there,
you know what I mean. So. He gets about the pitch and makes it difficult for other midfielders, but incredible footballer. Yeah, free kick now, just about 40 yards out. Niall Quinn's over it, just inside the edge of the 18. Loughgall defence along the 18-yard line. Quinn whips the ball into the far side. Good header there, won by Jordan once again. And the linesman's given offside. So I think Dean will be happy enough. Brian, the first sort of 5 minutes settled in there. It's been sort of a bit of pinball, middle of the park. Certainly no one's really getting on top yet, so that's really what you want against these Premiership teams. You just got to be foothold in the game. Yeah, no, very much so. I think, you know, that would be the message from the get-go, you know what I mean, to try and put your own authority in the game. And I think Loughgall have started very brightly. And the one thing that I like about them, they're being brave in possession, you know. Good header by Hockey, just dropping in behind. Stewart picks up a loose ball, flicks forward, and again Jordan Little just tidies up there. It's a free kick to Loughgall. They've taken it quick. John Scott plays it long. It's going to drop for Jamie Carragher, plays the ball back to Chris Johns, who clears left-footed deep back into the Loughgall half. Jordan Little well under the ball again, flicked on by Jamie Ray, and Nettis is just offside. So free kick to Linfield. Just about 10 yards outside their 18-yard box. We can see even there, David, the way Jordan Stewart's just sort of sitting in the 10 there for Linfield, and I think it's, the two Loughgall centre halves at times they don't know where to go in with them, or sort of let him have that space, and as the ball sort of be attracted to him, go and put a bit of press on. But I think early on it's important that Loughgall get the grips of Stewart in there. Yeah, very much so. So Shane Lavery just cut inside there, and well, it looked a little bit innocuous, but the referee has given the free kick. This is certainly a dangerous area. I'd say about 1.5 yards outside the 18-yard box, and this could be one to test Kirker, Brian. Yeah, very much. The one thing I would say, Dean will be disappointed. They've given 2 free kicks away now on the edge of the area, and you know what I mean. I think in that position you've just got to be a bit more cuter and even force them down the line, because you know, like Niall Quinn is difficult and dangerous in these situations. So Quinn's over it, as is Kirk Miller. Peppers positions himself just at the end of the wall, just as a bit of a distraction.
It's going to be whipped in by Niall Quinn, low, and the wall does its job. Ball played out the left-hand side. Niall Quinn's on it, plays out to Naziri. Naziri does a couple of step-overs. Conor Kerr's very close to him, shepherding him back. Cross comes in, dealt with by Ben Murdoch very well indeed, and cleared up by Dale Malone. Carragher brings it down under no pressure in his half. Just stays on it, rolls it to Hockey. Hockey plays in defeat Jordan Stewart, but Stephen Ferguson gets in and clears the ball. John Scott plays long, and Linfield clear the ball, but for a throw to Loughgall, just about 10 yards inside the Linfield half.
Yeah, I think it's important too as well when Loughgall, when they do get it into Nettis' feet, I think they got to see a midfielder or midfielders get up and support, you know, because he's been up there on his own, and it's very difficult to hold the ball up there, and I think he needs runners playing off him. Yeah,
I think both teams are sort of playing the same system here, so it more or less is 1-for-1, which makes it a bit more interesting. Throw into Loughgall there in defeat to Nettis, back to John Scott, lays the ball back to Scott McCulloch. He plays a lovely ball into feet, and Jimmy Ray just fails to control it. Dale Malone putting Miller under pressure. Lavery brings the ball down very, very well. Gets Jordan Stewart away down the right-hand side. Foot race on. Tucker comes out very well outside his box. Clears the ball, the danger. Certainly Tucker was alive there, Brian, to get out and just deal with the danger there. That could have been
very much so. And you know, I remember I had a certain keeper here at the club, a certain Mark Robinson, and Robbo did that for years, you know, and you know, it certainly done very well, the goalkeeper there.
Super keeper. Throw is cut out by John Scott. It's back now with Conor Pepper. Jimmy Ray manages to get in there. Throw again to Linfield, high on the right. Ball comes back very quickly to Jordan Stewart, back to Conor Pepper's feet. He whips the ball in the box, flicked on by Scott McCulloch, and now it's with Conor Kerr in the right back area. He takes a touch and relieves the pressure down. A bit too far for Nettis to get on the end of. The ball's back now with Chris Jones. He just takes his time. Plays the ball left-footed again. Kirkmurray's under. John Scott again very quickly in, straight away on his touch. John Scott had a super game against Warren Point in the last round. Really looked the part in that area. Again, the referees give what could be termed a sort of innocuous free kick, 50-50, but going Linfield's way. Free kick wide on the right, high up the pitch. Miller's over it, and Niall Quinn's come over once again. Obviously has a very dangerous left foot delivery. Loughgall defence along the edge of the box. Miller runs over it. Quinn whips the ball in very well. Should be safe enough for Tucker just to take it down. Palms it down and comes to the edge of the box. Takes his time a bit and then launches one downfield. This could cause a few problems. Pablo's in behind now on the flick on from Mulgrew. Just managed to get his head to it, but let Pablo in behind him.
We can just see the joy that Loughgall are getting down the sides at the minute, David, as well. And I think, you know, with
good ball in by Ray, but that's going to be easy dealt with by Chris Jones.
Yeah, I think with Pablo and the pace that he has, he's getting a wee bit of joy down this left side, you know. But I think it's Loughgall have got to get him a little bit more involved. Yeah. Super
throw by Jones is let right down the left-hand side there, and the ball was swung in by Naziri, but dealt with well. So from Jones taking a catch in his own area within about 6-7 seconds, Brian, all of a sudden Linfield now have got a corner. And they are usually very, very dangerous from corners. The ball's played quick to Niall Quinn. He takes his touch, whips the ball in, really good delivery in. But Shane Lavery just puts the ball harmlessly by the post. And again, Loughgall, again, Brian are going to be very happy with this first 10-15 minutes. They're certainly very much in the game. There's not really much in it at the minute.
No, definitely not. I think important, as you say, both teams are playing the same system, you know, and they're ultimately cancelling each other out. But it's very much end to end. We've seen Loughgall break with pace, you know what I mean. But you know, within maybe 5-6 seconds, the ball's up the other end, you know. So I think there's a lot of you know, certainly optimism at the minute in this early stages for Dean.
Yeah. Ball's flicked on there, but Jordan will deal with that. Hooks it high into the air though. It's coming down. Flicked on the far side. Naziri, a little bit of space, edge of the box. He turns, heads out towards the byline to get a bit of space. Dale Malone's back, marshalling him, back into Jordan Stewart. He takes an excellent shot, but just maybe about 1.5 yards by the post. It shows you just that wee bit of a flicked on there, but Jordan will deal with that. Hooks it high into the air though, it's coming down. Flicked on the far side. Naziri, a little bit of space, edge of the box. He turns, heads out towards the byline to get a bit of space. Dale Malone's back, marshalling him, back into Jordan Stewart. He takes an excellent shot, but just maybe about a yard and a half by the post.
That little bit of decision, does he stay or does he go? And maybe the centre half maybe could have did that one, you know. But no, decent effort. But I think Tucker had it covered, in fairness.
Another free kick given by Keith Kennedy, referee for tonight. Again, Loughgall taking the opportunity to get Ben Murdoch and Jordan Little up into the box. A free kick just in front of the home dugout. Scott McCulloch over the ball. Keith Kennedy having a word with Mark Hockey. Wasn't happy with the decision. Ball swung in by Scott. Really good delivery. Low with pace. Dropping just inside the box. Lavery picks up the piece of the clearance. And Lavery's away. His pace getting away from Ben Murdoch, all inside. And Conor Kerr mops up very nicely indeed. Plays the ball off Sean Lavery for a throw to Loughgall.
I think in the early exchanges, David, we're seeing just the quality of Shane Lavery. You know, even 5 minutes ago down beside us, he just took one out of the air and just there, that little turn and he's gone, you know. And, you know, it's we're blessed to be able to see I'm up close tonight, you know what I mean, and just the quality that he has. And I don't think it's any surprise that he's being linked with a few clubs at the minute across the water, but he looks very, very sharp at the minute.
Yeah. What's really remarkable, Brian, is just how quick Linfield are breaking.
Yeah,
you know, Loughgall's on the attack. They put a few bodies forward. As soon as John's got a hold of the ball, I mean, he doesn't even think. It's released out wide, and before you know it, Loughgall are defending the edge of their box. So it's something they're going to have to be aware of going forward. Hockey on the ball now, drives the ball wide right, looking for Kirk Miller. John Scott just gets under it. Miller gets on it. John Scott does enough and wins the throw. The ball just clips off Kirk Miller on the way out. John Scott takes his time, throws the ball up the line in front of the dugouts. Pepper flicks it on. Nettis gets in close, but Jamie Carr manages to shepherd the ball back to Chris Jones. He left-footed, just plays out to Jimmy Mulgrew. He takes the ball in the half-turn, comes sideways across the pitch, looks to play in Kirk Miller. Good first touch from him, plays the ball down the line to Shane Lavery. It's one-on-one with Ben Murdoch, a little bit of space. Cuts inside, comes inside the second player, lays the ball squared in Naziri. And Naziri just whips the ball over the bar, maybe about a yard over. But that was a really good opportunity for Linfield. Probably disappointed he didn't hit the target, Brian.
Great opportunity again. Shane Lavery at the heart of everything Linfield have done so far in these early exchanges. Anything good is coming off Lavery, you know. And it's a difficult one because it's difficult for the two Loughgall centre halves. Do they go in with them or do they let them have it and then let them turn? And you know, but certainly that was a great moment of class from Shane Lavery. And it's Linfield maybe just starting to get a little bit more of control.
So goal kick. Turger plays the ball. Again, good kick, looking for Dale Malone. He manages to get a hold of it. Ball flicked back over. Kirk Miller on the halfway line. Gets a touch, surrounded by blue shirts. Both John Scott and Scott McCulloch did really well. They're getting in close. Ball has just gone out of play. And Ben Murdoch makes sure. So, again, really impressed by Loughgall so far in terms of getting bodies in around the ball. Showing a really good appetite against Warren Point last Saturday. They were superb. Early doors are really getting pressure. And they've started again the same tonight, Brian, which is really pleasing to see.
Very much so. It's the tempo's good. Bear in mind as well, David, the lack of game times and training sessions Loughgall have had. You know, we're looking at a team in Linfield here who have played the guts of a full season, and Loughgall have been in 6 weeks. So, you know, we've got to take that into account. And right now, the fitness levels, you know what I mean, have been, you know, very much up there. And speaking to Dean earlier on, obviously today he was telling me with the Stat Sport vests and stuff, it's been a lot of the lads are hitting big numbers, you know. So I think even for him going into next season, that's impressive, you know what I mean, and encouraging, you know.
Yeah, very much so. Scott McCulloch plays a nice ball, looking for Pablo on the right. Ball comes back to Dale Malone. He managed to just get intercepted. Back with Scott McCulloch. He stays on it, looking for a pass forward. Hits Naziri and gone out for a throw. So Loughgall certainly trying to get the ball down and play here in the Linfield half. Looking to get the ball to feet. Throwing to Nettis. He shields it well. Looking for a free kick, doesn't get it. Linfield come away. Superb tackle by Stephen Ferguson. Managed to get across there. Ball slipped through. Deflected. It's gone to Shane Lavery. He plays a first time ball. Ben Murdoch steps in. Excellent. Picks up the ball. Nice and calm. Rolls the ball out to Dale Malone. Back to Conor Kerr right back. He skips by Naziri very well. Impressively knocks it on to Dale Malone. Wide right. but Niall Quinn comes along, takes it off him, rolls it back inside to Jordan Stewart, and now Jimmy Mulgrew's on the ball just outside the box, lays it square for Hockey. He plays a diagonal ball right out left to Naziri. Excellent ball. Jordan Little wasn't sure where to go or stay. Naziri's now one-on-one with Jordan Little, coming inside the box, shoots, deflected by Jordan Little, does enough very well. Played it now Jimmy Ray, a little bit of space, a little bit of time, stays on it, plays an excellent ball down in the channel. Exactly the sort of ball that Loughgall need to play in that position, but Carragher manages to sweep up and rolls the ball back to Christopher Jones. He just takes his time, allowing Linfield to sort of reset again, and he'll clear left-footed right down the middle. Jordan Little's under it, wins a good header. Scott McCulloch flicks it back. John Scott then clears high into the air. Niall Quinn beats Pablo to it. Conor Kerr just nudges into Naziri. Ref blows whistle again. Ref's not happy. Keith Kennedy, that was taken from the wrong place, so we'll have to come back just about 10 yards inside the Loughgall half, and it's a free kick to Linfield.
Again, David, I think we're seeing, maybe Linfield starting to get a grip of the game, but I think we are seeing, when the ball goes forward into Nettis, you know what I mean, he's got a threat there, and it's just again, if Loughgall can get maybe one or two bodies around him, it could see a game changer in the opening exchanges.
Yeah, Jordan Little just robs Shane Lavery. Ball comes out to Jimmy Ray, flicks the ball long. But again, it's back to Chris Johns under no pressure. He rolls the ball to Jimmy Gallagher at the edge of the box. He puts his foot on it, strodes forward under no pressure, into Naziri's feet just inside the Loughgall half. Naziri, he comes inside, just gets by Ferguson, rolls it down to Jordan Stewart. A little bit of space down the Linfield left. He comes inside the box, seems to trip over his own feet a little bit there, still has possession. But plenty of blue shirts in round and cleared by Stephen Ferguson for a corner. So again, looking dangerous when the white players are attacking into the box. Loughgall players been very careful not to dangle a leg, but have so far dealt with those situations pretty well, Brian.
They've dealt with them well, yeah. It would still be, you know what I mean, Dean, I think he could still be disappointed. They're giving him a lot of free kicks and corners in the early exchanges, and I think it's important knowing the threat that Linfield carry from set plays. It's it could prove difficult maybe, and something they can maybe do without. Yeah,
ball swung in by Niall Quinn, and that's an easy header. Jimmy Carragher won the header, but easy take for Tucker, and he just takes his time. Again, probably letting Loughgall just get a bit of a breather, get themselves set again. And he launches the ball at high into the night sky. Again, looking for Nettis on that side. Jimmy Mulgrew wins the header and then picks up the pieces. Jordan Little just got something on that, but enough for Shane Laverty to come back in, and an excellent time from Ben. And Ben Murdoch made an excellent block, and then just when it looked like Palmer was going to get a free shot, Scott McCulloch came out excellently, put his body on the line, and the ball's deflected for, I think, just a throw-in. But certainly Linfield beginning to mount a little bit of pressure.
Very much a great interception there from Ben Murdoch. I've been really impressed with him in the opening exchanges. To me, he's a ball playing centre half, and he seems very comfortable in possession, but he's also very dominant in the box, and I know Dean thinks very, very highly of him.
Yes, indeed. Jordan Stewart wide in the left again. It's cut back inside. Pablo swings the ball in. Excellently cleared by Jordan Little. Plenty of distance. Mulgrew picks up the ball. Pablo now has picked it up. Out to Nettis. He comes inside. Stray pass back to Jordan Stewart. Picks the ball up. Lays it on now to Palmer. Plays the ball wide right to Kirk Miller. Hugging the touchline here. High on the right. Great cross by Kirk Miller. No Linfield player under it. And Pablo's picked up the ball near the corner flag at the far side. Conor Kerr completes the clearance, and Niall Quinn keeps the ball in. So deep in the Loughgall half, Linfield starting to put together a whole string of passes. Ball whipped in from the left-hand side, and really chance of a header. Pin ball in there, and
it was actually quite difficult to see what
offside, was it?
Yeah, I think it was offside. It was quite difficult to actually see what the referee had given there, but the lino down this side had actually given offside flag. So, But again, what I would say to you, when the ball comes into the box, you know, Loughgall are defending super. You know, the two centre halves are going and getting their clearances and getting distances on their headers, and you know, they're defending really, really well. The one thing you don't want, you know what I mean, from a Loughgall perspective, is that Linfield get their momentum and get, you know, possession and a little bit more authority in the game, because it will get difficult with the fitness levels possibly, you know, in the early exchanges.
Yeah, that's fair. John Scott gets a free header, puts it into the air. Kirk Miller is under it, manages to flick it. Ben Murdoch wins the header. Mulgrew just beats Ferguson to it. Ball's in the air quite a bit. Jimmy Carragher heads it down, but Conor Kerr picks it up. Pablo now has it in the centre circle. Ferguson back to Scott McCulloch as Loughgall try and get a few passes together. Jordan Little knocks it back to Tucker, who's under no pressure. Linfield players don't close him down. They keep their shape high up the pitch, and Tucker just looking for a long ball now out to the Loughgall left. Hockey seemed to have a bit of Dale Malone's shirt there, but the ref, wrong side, the ref didn't see that. Out the left now to Jimmy Ray, one-on-one with Conor Pepper. He gives the ball to Dale Malone. He swings in a decent ball, and the header flicks off Gallagher and into the hands of Chris Johns. He immediately throws out to Niall Quinn, and now he's just crossing the halfway line down the Linfield left. Advancing now almost edge of the 18, rolls it to Naziri. Naziri plays it back to Jordan Stewart. He's happy to put it back to Carragher in his own half under no real pressure. He lays it square to Hockey. Hockey again, that diagonal ball. Conor Kerr deals with that nicely. Pablo brings it down in the chest quite comfortably. Scott McCulloch on the ball. Scott plays a nice ball into Nettis, turns beautifully to Carragher, strodes away, and Linfield are Loughgall actually 3-on-2 here. The opportunity, Nettis takes it and plays it straight into Chris John's hands. Brian, what an opportunity.
Oh, what an opportunity for Loughgall there. And to be fair, you know, the form that Nettis has been in,
Loughgall actually 3-on-2 here. The opportunity,
you know, you would definitely fancy him to put it away. But what I will say, you know, just on the halfway there, he's turned, you know what I mean, and he's been very direct and very positive to get himself into that position, you know. But great opportunity, you know, great opportunity, but one that possibly should have been taken.
Yeah, I know it's a cliche, but you don't usually get that many chances against Linfield, and that was certainly a big chance in a game like this. He did hit the target, but a bit of a team effort straight into Chris John's hands. Jordan Stewart's now deep in the Loughgall half, striding forward, blue shirts coming to him, lays the ball to Kirk Miller down the right. John Scott comes across superbly and manages to prevent the cross, giving away a throw-in. Again, John Scott's back on it, plays it back. Conor Pepper, high up the pitch, lays the ball into Palmer. Palmer comes back to Kirk Miller, plays the ball back to Palmer, cuts the ball in. Tucker, very good hands, gathers pretty comfortably just at the edge of the 6-yard box, and he'll be happy enough that the ball's stuck, and managed to not give any opportunity to Shane Lavery, who was certainly alive and coming in for any potential spills.
Brett Tucker has started the game very well, David, you know, and I know he's certainly, you know, seemed to be hero in the last, you know, the first round against Barnbridgetown in penalties, but he looks very confident in everything that he's done, both in his kicking and his handling, you know, and I know he's certainly a big personality around the club, and he's been a very positive signing from his came into Lakeview Park from Warren Point. Yeah,
listen, against Barnbridgetown, you know, you play all your pre-season games, but you want your big players to really stand up, and 3 penalty saves when it matters. I mean, that's exactly what you want from your keeper. Super ball there. I think that was Scott McCulloch playing the ball in down to Pablo. Nettis just at the edge of the 18, trying to get back on his left. Scott McCulloch now 30 yards out. He takes a couple of touches, lays it back to Conor Kerr. Loughgall been patient, building well, playing short passes, finding feet. Ball just nicked away by Palmer for a Loughgall corner.
I think, David, as well, we're seeing the quality of Nettis when it gets into his feet. You know, he's got that ability where he can just very quickly turn the defender, and I think the key, you know, is getting it into his feet a lot more, because they're starting to get a little bit more joy.
Yeah, well, another corner for Loughgall. I think this is their second of the game, I think. Jimmy Ray has gone across to take it, and you know, I'm sure Dane and the coaching staff will have worked on some set pieces, and you want to make these count when you do get them. Jimmy Ray puts the hand in the air for the signal, whips the ball in, decent delivery right in, and just headed over. But I think that was big Jordan Little. But yeah, positive again for Loughgall, winning a corner and getting on the end of it and just heading over. But Johns plays a very quick direct ball right down the throat. Ben Murdoch under it. Palmer heads the ball on. John Scott lets it bounce edge of the 18 and clears left foot the halfway line. Nettis gets on the ball, holds it well. That was never a free kick in a million years. Nettis just slid in to keep possession of the ball and played it.
Yeah, very unfair Nettis, sir. You know what I mean? Done ever so well to hold on to the ball, and he's get done over there by the referees give a free kick against him. And all of a sudden Linfield now back in possession. Yeah,
understandably, some of the Loughgall coaching staff asking the fourth official to explain that one, and I'd love to hear the explanation. John Scott comes across well, and I think John Scott's done well against Kirk Miller this first sort of 20-25 minutes. Miller's got ball to his feet, but hasn't really managed to produce a whole pile from it as yet. It's back with the same player now, Kirk Miller, gesturing for Shane Lavery to make himself available. Stephen Ferguson puts pressure. Hawkey's on the ball, plays inside to Palmer. Palmer just loses possession, and now Ben Murdoch plays the ball 1-2 off Stephen Ferguson. Scott McCulloch lays the ball back in nicely to Jordan Stewart under time. He just takes a few seconds, looks up, plays the ball diagonal. Just getting over. Nettis is really putting pressure on Jimmy Carragher. Has to play the ball back to Chris Johns. And Linfield tidy up reasonably well. Palmer, Jimmy Mulgrew on the ball at the edge of the Linfield box. Finds Niall Quinn at left back. He comes back to Jimmy Carragher, who goes long. Ferguson picks the ball up. Nice first time control. John Scott now lets the ball run and plays the ball looking for feet, but Conor Pepper picks it up. Jimmy Ray gets a tackle in. Good battling by Loughgall again. John Scott's up the pitch, battling. Still in possession, John Scott. He's just left the ball slightly short to Conor Pepper. Conor Pepper's gone through now, one-on-one. Straight through, just into the box. John Scott gets back superbly. John Scott did just enough to get back.
Outstanding from
really
John Scott.
Absolutely
fantastic. Because he was heavily involved in the original attack, and how well did he do to get back in there and put Conor Pepper off. When I actually originally thought the referee was going to give a penalty, but it was a very, very well timed tackle. Yeah,
very, very much so. Now John Scott's done excellent. He's been at the club about a year and a half now. Super game against Warren Point, and a guy with a really good future. I'm looking at Terry Hayes coming on here as the physio for Linfield. Makes me feel old, Brian, because my dad used to have season tickets at Linfield when we first come back from overseas, where my father was a missionary.
Yeah.
We used to go in the early mid '80s and watch Linfield every home game. And of course, he was playing those days with Terry Hayes.
Dear me, mate.
So I was only a youngster in those days, but it's amazing he's still involved in football, and it's
absolutely
great
powerful.
to see his enthusiasm.
Absolutely powerful. I'm sure he's seen a few players go through Windsor Park in his time, and I know he's very highly thought of by many, many people at Windsor Park.
Yeah. I was talking to David Healy before the game and mentioned the watching Terry, and he says he's going to go in and tell him that there was an old man outside who remembers Terry playing when he was young. So
it's incredible too, you know what I mean? Just when you look back in games and you come in contact with players who you played with and against, and to be fair, Davey, you're a wee bit older than me, to be fair, but
steady, Brian, steady.
You've more hair than me, I'll give you that.
Aye. Must have had a more easier paper round. So a wee lull in the game here is treatment to Conor Pepper after that run forward. He's just been taken off the side of the pitch. But both these clubs, Brian, like what pedigree they have. Linfield have won the Irish Cup, 43 times, I believe. And Loughgall have certainly had their giant killing moments in this competition. So it's a special competition for football.
Massive, you know what I mean? It's that one competition where you want to do well as a player, you know what I mean? And if you're fortunate enough to get a good run in it, and certainly Linfield they're an absolute machine at winning trophies, and but certainly, like, there's been some very, very good nights and very good occasions, for Loughgall in this competition. Funny, I spoke to Noel Willis before the game, and just looking down through the honours list of Loughgall under the days, even a Ronnie Crummy and Jimmy Gardner, Nell Curry and Alfie Wiley, and it's a club very much drenched in success, and that's what I'm saying. It's just so disappointing, David, on a night like tonight where fans cannot get into the game.
Yeah, no, very much so. It's disappointing, but at least we've managed to get the live stream on, and hopefully the fans are enjoying. If you are enjoying the live stream and want to leave some comments, I'm sure that facility is available. I'm sure it'll be welcome to hear any of your comments, or plenty of Loughgall fans that can recall previous Irish Cup exploits. Get your comments up. So Linfield have a free kick wide on their right. Niall Quinn with his dangerous left foot is over it along with Kurt Miller. Loughgall set up about the penalty spot. Ball whipped in. Excellent delivery in. And the header down by Jimmy Carragher, but straight into the hands of Turker, who goes early. It's actually 2-on-2 here at the back. Nettis battling. If he can manage to find Pablo, and Nettis edge of the box. He had a chance hit it first time, and Pablo, just from the edge of the box, actually gets a nick off the defender as he struck it. But again, Brian, a little bit of joy for Loughgall. It was 2-on-2. The ball bounced on the edge of the box. I mean, that's
yeah, you would have to say that, you know, Loughgall have had the best chances of the game so far. You know what I mean? And Linfield seem to be getting caught a little bit score there at the back, and certainly Loughgall, the one thing that they're doing, they're getting bodies forward. And we're seeing there another great opportunity that probably should have been taken.
Yeah, corner swung in, and Johns comes confidently, collects, looking for quick distribution. Plays the ball straight down the middle, actually, to Palmer, who's just on the halfway line. He lays the ball straight to Nasri. Jordan Stewart's outside him. Jordan Stewart comes across him, giving Nasri the space to keep going on down the left. Just to the edge of the box, plays the ball inside. Jordan Stewart takes a touch and deflected wide. No, just back inside. Good tackle by John Stewart once again. Or John Scott, just as Shane Lavery was about to pull the trigger. Ball inside, Dale Malone, middle of park. He loses out to Connor Pepper, manages to regain it, and then lunges and catches Connor Pepper for a first yellow card of the game. Probably a fair one, I think, Brian, there.
Yeah, I think Dale was under a little bit of pressure, and he was so determined to win the ball back, and it just sort of he lost, you know, it got away from him, and he's in trying to win it, he's just caught Pepper, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But again, it's another free kick, David, that Loughgall are giving away in dangerous areas, you know, because they're doing so well, they're doing so many good things well, you know, again, you know, we talk about chances, and you know, Loughgall have definitely had the better of the chances, you know, but you know, at the same time, when you get them, you know, you gotta make them count, and you know, this is a dangerous one here, dangerous.
Yeah. Linfield are just so impressive when they do break in numbers and then set pieces. I think everyone knows that they are really at their best when they've got these set pieces so well drilled. David Healy has them so organised. So Niall Quinn, guessing about 30, maybe 38 yards out, pretty square on. The Loughgall wall is just inside the D. Plays the ball left to Kurt Miller's feet. Kurt Miller's now one-on-one with Jimmy Ray. Swings the ball in. Header straight into the hands of Turker. That was a header by Hockey from about around just past the penalty spot. So about 14 yards out. Good connection, but straight into the hands of Turker in a relatively comfortable save. Turker launches the ball wide up the Loughgall right. Quinn was under it, has the ball out for a throw.
Again, David, 12 minutes to go to half time, and realistically, you know, it's the clock's counting down rightly there for Loughgall, you know, but you know, they've played some tidy stuff, and they're getting their attacking players a little bit more in the game. I still think if they get the likes of Pablo down the sides on it a wee bit more, I think they're going to get more joy, because he does look a major threat down this side.
Yeah, he's got the pace. Scott McCullough covers in well there, keeps possession, plays a nice ball to Jamie Ray. Excellent ball, and now Nettis is away. Another interesting opportunity here is Nettis with Gallagher. Just at the edge of the box, Nettis still got it, comes across, looking for a bit of support, plays the ball inside to Dale Malone, and Dale has a quick chance, and Dale Malone has hit the inside of the post, and the ball rebounds right back into the hands of a very, very relieved Chris Jones.
Oh my word.
Massive, massive opportunity for Loughgall there. Nettis done brilliantly on the left. You're watching the replay there, Brian.
Yeah, but what an opportunity. Dale's done so well. He's got him behind the defender, and to be honest, you know what I mean. He could, okay, it didn't go in, but I mean, he's done well to get a shot off there, and yeah, just hit off the inside of the post, and yeah, another let off for Linfield. But again, we've said it the whole first half, David. The joy's coming down the sides here for Loughgall. You know, Dale's put on a couple of decent crosses. He's got him behind there, but for me, a lot of good is coming off Nettis up top for Loughgall. You know what I mean? He's been a constant threat this first half, and you know, I think now, you know what I mean. Neither the two Linfield centre halves know whether to go on him or let him drop off. Yeah,
the talented boy, still young, early 20s, big future in the game. Just at the start of that passage of play, Ben Murdoch put a cracking tackle in on Shane Lavery, which started that move. Again, another super tackle by Ben Murdoch. So Loughgall got a hold of the ball out for a throw at the far side for a Loughgall throw.
I know we talked about Stephen Ferguson earlier on there, making his 300th appearance tonight, David, but he really has, the longer this first half has went on, he's starting to do what Fergie does. He's, you know what I mean, he's starting to get in front of people, dictate play a little bit, and starting to do them 10-yard passes. You know, and he's I think it could be a real big influential player as the game goes on here for Loughgall.
Yeah. My mobile phone's buzzing here with people texting me saying, what an opportunity to take the lead against Linfield in the quarter-final of an Irish Cup.
No, very much so. But again, there's a lot of positives from Loughgall. A lot of positives, But again, you're playing Linfield, the quality that they have. You know what I mean? They're an absolute machine. You know what I mean? And it's just staying in the game, and they hope that one of those falls for you, and they take it. But overall, I think it's been a very positive start and half so far for Loughgall.
Yeah, Scott McCulloch plays a lovely composed ball to John Scott, who unfortunately gives possession away to Kirk Miller deep in his own half. Goes back to Hockey. John Scott controls it, just gets a toe on it very well to Dale Malone. Nice and calm. Stephen Ferguson with a bit of space, middle of the park. He just puts his foot on it, shows his experience.
That's what I'm talking about there, Davey. You know what I mean? When you see Fergie, you know what I mean? He was calm and he was able to pick a pass out and even just take a sting out of it.
Yeah, very much so. Scott made himself available. Scott McCulloch beside him, and the two of them are great position in there.
Nettis has been outstanding there, even again back to goal. He's really getting more and more involved.
Scott McCulloch plays a ball up in there, flicked on by Dale Malone. So yeah, Nettis is impressive, Brian. He's really given Linfield plenty to think about in their backline.
No, very much so. Very much so. He looks very much the last 20 minutes he's starting to become more and more effective.
Yeah. So game a wee bit scrappy at the minute. Linfield try and get their foot back on the ball. Palmer rides a tackle but loses the ball out. Nettis comes out. Jordan Stewart tidies up. Shows a good bit of tenacity there from Jordan Stewart, to be fair. On the side of the game he's maybe known for, but he showed good appetite to get in there and win the ball back and play it back to Chris Johns. Johns launches long into the sky. Ben Murdoch's under it. Good clean header back towards the halfway line. Jimmy Mulgrew wins the header. Ball drops to Scott McCulloch. Again, gets his foot on it really well. Just calms it down. Just shows that bit of composure. I thought on Saturday when Scott came off the bench, he made a real impact against Warren Point, getting on the ball, making good short passes, keeping possession, driving forward when he could. And again, Scott's having another very, very good game here tonight. Ball played over the top, gives Jordan Little, just tugged down by Shane Lavery. So again, I'm sure Dean Smith must be absolutely delighted. What's on the clock, Brian, now?
Yeah, I think we're about 8 minutes. 8 minutes
to half time. Linfield have certainly dominated spells of possession, broke very well, but on the break, Loughgall have had a couple of really good chances, and I'm sure Dean Smith's absolutely delighted that he's heading towards half time, scoring 0 each, and sort of Linfield might be on top in spells, but Loughgall are very much in this game. Very, very much.
They are very much in the game, David, and I think the message probably to the Loughgall players would be stay in the game as long as we can, But at the same time too, you look at the opportunities they've had. Okay, they haven't been taken, but they're still Loughgall very, very comfortable in possession. They haven't changed their game plan at all, and certainly, you know what I mean. They've been very solid at the back, and realistically, bar the early one from Nazary, Linfield haven't really troubled Chucker at the minute.
Gallagher again, right-footed, raking out towards the right-hand side, looking for Kurt Miller. Ball's out for a Linfield throw. Back now with Chris Johns, edge of the 18. Rolls the ball back to Hockey out at the right back spot. Plays infield to Jimmy Carragher. Takes a touch, strokes forward, checks, comes back, plays it sideways again to Hockey.
I think Loughgall are, they're making it hard for Linfield because they're almost letting Linfield have it deep inside their half, and it's almost like, you have it, come and break us down, and it's working at the minute.
Been effective. Kurt Miller just runs the ball out. So again, a Loughgall through, just past the away dugout here at Lakeview. The sun setting in the night sky over the clubhouse makes for a nice scene.
Just looking at that, Dave, with the sun, it's what a venue to watch a game though, in a night game, hey?
Definitely superb. Jordan Stewart brings it down. Jimmy Mulgrew plays an interesting pass, but just too far to Naziri on the left. Connor Kerr then with the throw in the right back spot, just about the midpoint in the Loughgall half. As the lights come on now at Lakeview. Mulgrew clears the ball against the Loughgall player. Hockey just hooks the ball. Naziri picks up the loose ball, back to Niall Quinn. Feet to Jordan Stewart, lays off very nicely. Jimmy Mulgrew, nice passage of play there from Linfield. Good quick passing to feet. Long ball, Ben Murdoch. Hockey sends it back over. Ben Murdoch wins the ball. McCulloch just slightly loose control, and the ball's in the back of the net. Excellent goal by Shane Lavery. ball come out of the air. Scott McCulloch just didn't quite control it, and Shane Lavery was absolutely live wire. Picked up loose ball, maybe one touch, two touch the most. Bang, bottom right hand corner, Tucker's right hand corner, and Linfield have taken the lead in this cup tie. And I think they'll be relieved. Brian, they'll be going in 1-0 up. Yeah,
but fair play to Lavery. He's got a chance, and that's the quality Shane Lavery has, you know. But look, it's disappointing. Disappointing time for Loughgall to concede. But there's, you know, let's not take away the positives. There's been a lot of positives in the game so far for Dean, and but yeah, certainly very, very difficult time to concede. Very, very difficult, disappointing. But it'll just be interesting to see how they respond here, you know. And already we're seeing Miller coasting down the line here.
Yeah. Again, John Scott does very well to rob Miller, and Dale Malone flicks it on. Hockey hits it forward. Jordan Stewart 1-2, very nice with Palmer. 35 yards out. Scott McCulloch does very well, gets across, wins possession. Nicely calming the ball again, plays a good ball in, but Hockey gets there just ahead of Nettis, out the far side for a throw. I know it's easy sitting here, Brian, but as that ball was dropping, I was wondering, could Ben maybe have left that for Tucker to come and just take that? He wasn't under any pressure.
Yeah, I was actually thinking even on the Scotty McCullough one, I was wondering did he even get a call for his time, because the reality he hadn't that much time. It's maybe in that one they just hooked them around the corner. And but yeah, it's look, it's one of them. You know, I think Scotty and Fergie have been outstanding in there in the first half. So you know, I think they just you know get going again and getting on the ball and try and be positive as they will do, knowing the two lads. You know.
Yeah. I mean, you have to give Linfield credit, Brian. I mean, they're not Irish League champions, you know, for nothing, and probably champions elect for nothing. I mean, it just takes that one or two chances, and the quality's there. They're ruthless, they're clinical, and we've witnessed that tonight. You know, I mean, for young players watching the game, you know, Shane Lavery absolutely gambled on a slight miscontrol and was there to pick it up, and then found the bottom corner with.
Yeah, like you only have to look at the Linfield bench tonight. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous talent in abundance, and on Lavery, you know, he's been probably the most standout player in the league so far this season. You know, and but yeah, you know, for any young striker looking at that, he's gambled and he's took a chance. But even the quality of the finish, because he actually went across Tucker. You know, it wasn't an easy finish. That I know he maybe made it look easier than what it actually was, but that's probably just the quality you come to expect with Shane Lavery.
Yeah. So heading towards half-time here in this quarter-final of the Irish Cup down at Lakeview Park. Scores Loughgall 0, Linfield 1. Shane Lavery put the Blues ahead a few minutes ago. Edge the box now is Jordan Stewart, finding Palmer. He comes back inside again. Scott McCulloch again done really well, and Ferguson getting close. Dale Malone now a little bit of room, coming towards the halfway line. Plays the ball inside Connor Pepper, but Chris John steps outside the box to deal with that. This is under pressure from Jamie Ray. Headed back over the halfway line. Jamie McGrew heads down straight to Scott McCulloch. Scott McCulloch plays again a really good ball, testing Connor Pepper in behind, forced him to defend, and Pepper finds the byline, and Linfield are Loughgall a throw high up the pitch. Dale Malone turns really well, plays a ball inside, but it's going to go for a goal kick. Right idea, maybe from Dale Malone there. Maybe Pablo didn't get on his bike quite quick enough.
Yeah. I think again it's just a they're they are getting joy down the sides, you know, and the important thing is that the sting probably has been taken out of Loughgall a little bit now, you know, and you can see that. But they've we can't again get away from the fact, you know, David, these guys are only back 6 weeks, you know, and but again, I think Dean will be happy to get the boys in at 1-0 and regroup and but in a positive way go again.
Yeah, still. When there's one goal in it, you know, there's always that hope you can grab one, and then it's back game on.
Yeah. What's been really encouraging, you know, Loughgall haven't stopped playing, even when they've went 1-0 down there. You know, the midfield three there, they're still trying to get on it. They're still trying to play, and but I just think at times with them, at times it needs to go long into the corners to give maybe, you know, get in behind the Linfield back four.
Yeah. As soon as they lose it in that area of the pitch, then they're under pressure. Again, Nettis on the ball, finding room. Lays the ball back nicely. Jordan Little right on the halfway line. Plenty of time. Plays inside to Stephen Ferguson. He finds Scott McCulloch's feet. Scott controls well. Plays the ball out to right back and Connor Kerr. Connor plays the ball behind to Pablo. Pablo flicks back in. Connor Kerr strolling forwards. Always good when he gets on the ball like that. Dale Malone picks up edge of the box, and Hockey comes across and clears up for a Loughgall throw.
Again, we're seeing that wee passage of play there. Whenever they have it, you know, it's maybe that one where they just get round the corner. You know, it's maybe that extra pass. It's maybe you know, sort of way kills it a wee bit. But again, they keep playing, you know, they keep getting on it, they keep being brave in possession, and you know, they will get they'll get other chances. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
again, just a miscontrol, and Shane Lavery's through again, and great save by Tucker, one-on-one, made himself really big, really important stop by Tucker there. Keep Loughgall in the game here, just coming up to half time. Again, just a slight miscontrol, middle of the park, and Shane Lavery is quick as lightning on the ball, 3 1-on-1. But Tucker came out there and made a really good, really important save, Brian.
Massive save. Loughgall go 2-0 in there. It's a different team talk for Dean, isn't it? You know, and that's the thing. It's fine margins, but again,
over the clubhouse, Brian, it's a beautiful setting.
Beautiful setting, David. It really is, and really looking forward to the second half, because it's a really decent first half, you know, and you're going to get that with Linfield. You know, they're a top team with top players, and Loughgall will be very disappointed to go in 1-0 down. But again, you give Shane Lavery that amount of, you know, ability and the space. That's what he does to you. You know what I mean? He's a very talented boy. Just looking at other scores in the other quarterfinals tonight, David. Ballymena 3-0 up against Dergview. Glentoran 0, Crusaders 1. Lauren 2, Carrick 0. So yeah, it's either way, whatever way you look at it, there's going to be two very good semi-finals. Yeah,
very much so. Thanks for the update there. So back underway here again. Ben Murdoch wins the header against Jordan Stewart. Just now into the box, decision to make, and Ben clears right-footed, right over his own crossbar for a corner, under a bit of pressure there from Jordan Stewart. Ben's actually stayed down, seems to have taken a knock in that. But Linfield have another corner, and again, we know from Linfield sides, best under David Healy, usually very, very dangerous from set pieces. Kirk Miller usually swings these balls in swinging on the keeper. Kirk Miller, right-footed from the Linfield left, swings the ball in, right into the heart of the defence, cleared away really well there by, who's that, Stephen Ferguson, got a really important header on there. Ball the halfway line now with Nettis, and ball must have just gone out the far side. It's a Linfield throw. Connor Pepper on the ball at the halfway line. Keith Kennedy just blows a whistle. Stephen Ferguson took that knock when he cleared the ball from the corner. Has stayed down. Just waiting to see if he needs any treatment.
Fergie, to be fair, has taken a few of them in his time.
He has indeed. He's certainly
he's give a few out as well.
You're not wrong there. So he seems okay to carry on. So back to Connor Pepper for the Linfield throw, in just over the halfway line. Throws the ball back to Hockey, just inside his own half. He lays it square to Jimmy Carragher. Puts his foot on it, comes forward, takes a couple of touches, plays the ball just the halfway line to young Palmer. He's had a decent game tonight. He's just give the ball away though to Pablo, and then recovers it again. Nasri, just the edge of the centre circle. Mulgrew on the ball now, out to Connor Pepper, right back area. Finds Kirk Miller's feet, he pops it back to Pepper, back inside to Mulgrew. He sweeps the ball around to Nasri, excellent ball. Nasri, edge of the box now, high and right hand area. Kirk Miller puts it back to Nasri. Nasri checks, plays the ball inside John Scott. Miller crosses the ball in. Really good defensive play there by Jordan Little. Super edge of the box though, shot deflected. Stephen Ferguson clears towards the halfway line. Now just coming across with Jimmy Carragher. And Jimmy Carragher gets there first. Now just clips him, and it's a free kick to Linfield just inside the Loughgall half, right in front of the home dugout.
I think from a Linfield point of view too, David, you're seeing the influence Jamie Mulgrew starting to have in the game, you know, and we'll talk about legends of local football, but Jamie Mulgrew, what a servant he's been to Irish League football, you know, and it's just been an absolute joy to watch him. Even that ball that he played down the side for Nasri there, you know, incredible pro, great player, great lad.
Just the awareness to know where Nasri was. He didn't hardly even look. Just
he's just talented.
Plays it in the area that he knows that Nasri is. Again, Mulgrew on the ball. Just after Brian's been talking about him, strolls forward, lays about to Kirk Miller, crosses first time. That's a ball run. Connor Kerr comes nicely inside Nasri, nice and composed. Now plays a ball for Pablo to get on the end of. And Jimmy Carragher comes across and clears out for a throw-in. So Loughgall get a chance to relieve the pressure a little bit. Just about 10 yards inside Linfield half. Ferguson feet back to Connor Kerr. He lays the ball back, and a misplaced pass. Shane Lavery through, one-on-one, cuts across, looking to find a spot, and he finds a spot, bottom corner, and Linfield are 2-0 up. And again, you have to say, superb finish from Shane Lavery, but unfortunately Loughgall once again, authors of their own downfall. Brian, under no real pressure, misplaced pass, and 10 seconds later the ball's in the net.
Very disappointing too. You know, that's another goal that, you know, you look at as and it's you know what I mean, no need probably, to be fair. He's just overhit the pass, but you know what I mean, communication breakdown with the defender, and again, the unfortunate thing for Loughgall, you know what I mean, is the fact that it keeps breaking to Shane Lavery. It's that one guy on the pitch that you don't want to give it sniff, and but again, take nothing away from Lavery. You know, he's ran 30 yards a pitch here, and he's you know, very cool, collective in front of goal, and he made it look very, very easily in the end.
He did. Just waited his time, let Turker sort of check, go down, then just pick the spot. Absolute ruthless, clinical.
And again, David, that's the reality of when you're playing, you know, the likes of a Linfield. You know what I mean? You just do not get away. You're punished with, you know, mistakes, and we've seen it in the first half, and unfortunately, you know, we've seen it again from a Loughgall point of view, where mistakes have cost, you know, early in the second half.
It's probably just what you don't want in a game like this. At 1-0, you're sort of still in the game when you get that half chance. At 2-0, it becomes much, much more difficult against a team like Linfield, who just have all the experience to grind results out.
Very much so, there's no doubt about it, you know, and again, you know, you know, Linfield very much in the ascendancy now, starting to get on it and do what they, you know, they do. But I think, in fairness, again, the Loughgall, it is disappointing, the manner of the goals.
Nasri right down the left here by Conor Kerr, lays the ball square. Again, Jordan Little does very, very well to cut that out. Pablo plays inside to Dale Malone. He stays on it, looks for a bit of room, finds Pablo, plays the ball into Nettis now, just inside the Loughgall half. He again stays on it. 1, 2, 3 Linfield players coming to close him down, but he does really well to find Stephen Ferguson. Now the ball's out with left back John Scott. He plays inside to Scott McCulloch, and Ben Murdoch back to Scott McCulloch. He gets caught on the ball by Kirk Miller, and now here come Linfield again. The purple shirts streaming forward when they win possession. It's a real feature of David Healy's Linfield. The quickness of the break and the numbers of bodies, Brian, that they get forward whenever they're attacking. It just comes in waves.
It's absolutely frightening. It's been relentless the last 10 minutes, David, to be honest. And I'm just looking at Shane Lavery. I've just watched him for the last 30 seconds, and he's just like a kid playing out, you know, in the car park with his mates. You know what I mean? He just loves the game. He seems to just, you know, be so enthusiastic, you know what I mean, to get the ball, wants the ball, and very much reminds me of a young Wayne Rooney, you know what I mean, that sort of ruthlessness, you know. And
wee chance here, Nettis is going through. Chris Jones comes out very quickly and manages to gather at Nettis' feet another yard, and that could have been very interesting. We ball over the top, seemed to catch the Linfield centre halves out. With Niall Quinn now in left back spot, plays inside to Naziri, just inside the Loughgall half. He plays the outside of the foot, but Scott McCulloch's reading that well, comes across, plays it back to Jordan Little, who launches long back up the pitch. Jamie Carrick is under it, and very coolly and calmly lets the ball go off the back of his head and back to his keeper, Chris Jones.
We'll talk again, David, about fine margins in games, you know, and, you know, Loughgall even get in 1-0. Can they go maybe, you know, 20-25 minutes in the second half without conceding? And again, they're fine margins that have, you know, big outcomes, you know. And again, we're sitting with, you know, Loughgall 2-0 down, and sadly, from a Loughgall point of view, Linfield completely dominating, and you're starting to see, you know what I mean, top players on top of their game right now.
Yeah, very, very much so. I do wonder how much just the stopping at half time sometimes, when, you know, as you pointed out, only 6 weeks training, and then you stop for half time. I just take a little bit of time to get the body going again, and that may have played a part just in the maybe some poor decisions and poor control at the start of that move that led to the Linfield goal. But listen, you can't fault Loughgall players. 6 weeks training to end up going toe to toe with, you know, the best team in the country, and really in that first half put up an excellent display, and just that little bit of quality has really caught them out tonight, Brian.
100%, there's no doubt about it. You know, Dean will be delighted with the first half. You know what I mean? I know, yes, they went in 1-0, but the chances it created, and rest assured, you know, Dean will get a lot of positives out of this. You know, there's no doubt about it. I know he's already, looking towards, next season. He's looking forward to next season and already looking to add to what he's already got. But certainly that first 45 minutes will give him a lot of encouragement. And again, we talk about fine margins in football, and it's been that, Dave. Tonight it's really been that. And with Northern Ireland International Shane Lavery, just being completely ruthless. Again, he's actually been a joy to watch, just up close, and his touch and his pace and his finishing tonight again. He's a very, very, very good footballer.
Just the play stopped here for an injury. I think that's to Palmer. He's just coming off, looks like, with a shoulder injury. It's about now, I'm guessing both managers will start to consider maybe some changes for fresh legs or different dynamic on the pitch. But Linfield have a free kick just about 5 yards inside their own half. They're attacking up to the clubhouse end. Big diagonal, John Scott under it, heads the ball well into the air. Mulgrew under it, plays the ball down. John Scott picks it up again, plays it down the left-hand channel for Nettis, but Hockey tidies up, finds Connor Pepper. Connor Pepper plays it back to Hockey, who brings it infield to Jimmy Carragher, back over to Hockey on the right side, almost the right back spot. He goes back to Chris Jones. And this is where I think you see Linfield are just beginning to stay on the ball and just let the clock tick down a little bit as they're 2-0 up. Not in any rush to get the ball forward unnecessarily. Happy to keep possession deep in their own half because they have that quality. And the ball's just inside the Loughgall half. Jordan Little picks it up well. Naziri picks up loose ball, right-footed, cuts inside. Jordan Little gets a toe in. Naziri stays in possession. Jordan Stewart on the ball, flicks it inside to Jamie Mulgrew. He looks at diagonal pass over to Kirk Miller, who's coming inside on the right-footed. Well marshalled by John Scott yet again. Linfield, if we chance, or Loughgall, we chance to break here now. Scott McCulloch just over the halfway line. And he checks back, keep possession, knocks it out to Pablo. A wee bit of room. He lays the ball down the right-hand side to Nettis. Cuts inside, closely marshalled by Jimmy Carragher. Flicks the ball inside brilliantly to Pablo. Now Pablo's edge of the box. What can he make of this? Goes inside and goes down.
I think it would have been harsh.
A little bit soft, probably would have been harsh, but again, causing problems, getting direct into the box. Good direct running by Pablo. Nettis underneath it. Now the ball goes long from Linfield's Niall Quinn. Shane Lavery flicks on. And Conor Kerr puts the ball just out down the right-hand touchline. So encouraging there from Loughgall. Some good passing. Pablo broke into the box, one-on-one. Thought he got past. Maybe went down slightly easy with the touch, but he definitely was a connection. But referee Keith Kennedy, nothing doing. Back now with Jimmy Carragher. Plays in field, Jimmy Mulgrew. Halfway line. Out to Connor Pepper. He comes inside. Jimmy Ray right in midfield, right across field, puts the ball out to left side to Naziri. Naziri's one-on-one with Connor Kerr, swings the ball in, and ball off the bar by Shane Lavery.
Great ball in from Naziri there, though. You know what I mean? You just seen the quality from Naziri, and again, just how sharp Lavery is. You know what I mean? That he's almost expecting the ball coming into the box. And it's just it could have been 3, could have been on a hat trick there. Yeah,
the ball just off the bar. Again, just how alive he is. Great run in behind Ben Murdoch. Just literally lost him for a split second, and almost 3 on a hat trick for that young man.
I think we've talked about the Conor Kerr, the right back for Loughgall, but I think as well with down the other side, John Scott. I think what an experience for him tonight too. 19 years of age, David, coming up again, one of the best wingers in the league. He'll gain experience from this and he'll grow into this. You know what I mean? And it's it'll only be good for him. I think he's done really, really well tonight.
Yeah, I think that was that Falloon on for Palmer. I take it must have been injured. So I think that's Falloon's come on. That's Falloon now down the right-hand side. Brings the ball inside. Shane Lavery's under it. Close attention by Ben Murdoch. She runs inside. Ben Murdoch does really well to shepherd the ball out for a goal kick. Really good defending by Ben Murdoch there.
Very much so, and I think the two centre halves we did talk about earlier on the first half. They have done well, and I know even last season, they've been a vital part of the cog here at Lakeview, you know what I mean, in Dean's team, and you can see that tonight. They're and you can tell that they've played together for a period of time. They look very, very comfortable together and have a really good relationship.
John Scott wins the header. Throw into Linfield, wide on the right. Kirk Miller just checks, throws it back to Connor Pepper. He finds Kirk Miller's feet. Comes inside, lays it into Falloon. Lays the ball out to Niall Quinn. Niall just checks back inside and finds Kirk Miller, who's drifted across into the midfield from the right hand side. He puts the ball down the corner, but Niall Quinn's not gonna get that one.
I just ran out of play there, you know. And again, though, it's you know, watching, you can just see maybe now, you know, the legs are maybe starting to find it a little bit more difficult for the Loughgall players, you know, and you just maybe wonder now, is Dean looking to his bench to maybe, you know, sort of get new legs on, and maybe, you know, I know he doesn't really, very rarely would ever go into a game without, you know, changing the system, but maybe now he might look at a different system, you know what I mean, going forward maybe over the next, you know, 25-30 minutes, you know, because Linfield are starting to get a lot more possession, and you know, the one thing we don't want from a Loughgall perspective is the game just you know, fizzling out, because you know, I still think they'll get chances, but I just think it's so important with you know, the big man up top for Loughgall, you know what I mean, he needs to get on it, but he needs to get the supply there and the support around him.
No, that's a very fair point. I'm sure Dean Smith, Loughgall managers, is considering when's the right time to throw caution to the wind and go for it. Nothing to lose. 2-0 down here currently. Quarter-final of the Irish Cup. Might as well at some point go for it. Again, a superb ball by Jimmy Mulgrew right out to the right-hand side to Kirk Miller, who uncharacteristically, it has to be said, miscontrols out for a throw. Ball goes Scott McCulloch's feet, but Linfield have gained possession once again. Stephen Falloon on the ball. He goes down under a challenge from John Scott, and the referee blows his whistle. Linfield take it quick. Jimmy Mulgrew sprays the ball out to Niall Quinn just in the centre circle. He strides forward, plays out a good ball inside to Kirk Miller, but Scott McCulloch does really well to get a hold of the ball. Again, shows a wee bit of composure on the ball, looking for the right pass. Ferguson out to Ben Murdoch, into feet to Scott McCulloch again. Just gets tackled as he's about to pass it. Shane Lavery plays the ball out, ball comes in, and that was Jordan Little with a very good clearance once again. Again, Jamie Mulgrew in the ball, just around the edge of the box. Plays the ball to Shane Lavery. John Scott's come inside well to track Shane Lavery. Plays the ball now to Nettis.
Loughgall got a wee chance here. To see bodies getting forward for Loughgall.
And that was, to be fair, a pretty cynical block there by Hockey. Showed what you'd probably call great professionalism, Brian would have to be said. It was sort of looking a bit like 4-on-4 there as Loughgall got bodies forward. And as Nettis checked inside, Hockey just made sure he didn't go any further.
Yeah, definitely, there's no doubt about it. I think Hockey knew that he was probably going to be in a little bit of trouble there, because there was a flood of Loughgall shirts, you know. But again, you know, it's we're seeing Nettis again, when he gets it into his feet and when he turns, he's a threat, you know. And but you know, again, you know, the kid John Scott at left back has really impressed me tonight, David. You know, nothing seems to faze him. He's very, very comfortable with the ball and likes to get forward, and defensively 1v1s he's very good. Yeah,
he's got a good temperament. Ben Murdoch fixed the ball on. A big chat. Yes, it is. Loughgall scored.
Back in it.
Jimmy Ray has come in, so Nettis flicked the ball on, and as it bounced, Jimmy Ray came in really well on the left-hand side and had a pretty easy tap-in into the corner. So all of a sudden it's game on here once again at Lakeview Park. It's Loughgall 1, Linfield 2, and listen, something for Loughgall to really go on to. So you've seen that in the replay, Brian?
Yeah, I have indeed. Yeah, it was a great ball in, you know, and obviously, you know, the keeper's made a good save and he just stabbed it over, you know. But again, you know, it's nothing more than Loughgall deserve, you know, for the first half performance, you know what I mean? They've put a lot of work and effort in, and they've been very, I think, what I'm really pleased to see second half, you know, they're not giving up, you know. It's difficult playing against a Linfield team that are so good in possession, but they've kept going, and again, we've seen there, they've got a wee bit of joy. Ball come into the box, and, you know, he's gambled, and the keeper's palmed it out, and he's put it away. So game on for us, Dave, and it's going to make for an interesting last 30 minutes.
Yeah, very much so. Hockey now on the ball, plays in Connor Pepper. He knocks the ball forward. Ben Murdoch comes along to sweep up. Should have been a handball there, surely. This is what frustrates Brian, what has to frustrate people in football. The linesman must be 7-8 feet from that. Clearly comes off Kirk Miller's hand, and the linesman sits and looks as if he's
Well, the lineup was
watching
basically
the man on the moon.
He was directly opposite it. You know what I mean? So I don't know how he hasn't made an instruction to the referee. You know, but
and fair play to the referee.
Yeah,
he spots it from twice the distance. What was a clear handball that we could see from 60 yards away.
Yeah.
So Loughgall are going for their substitution. First substitution. Dale Malone's coming off, and on is coming young Ben Neal. Absolutely delighted for Ben that Dean's showing faith in him here to get on the pitch. One of the first signings I made for the 20s about 3 years ago when I came to the club. Young man with brilliant attitude. He's been at Loughgall most of his career, bar a couple of years away. But huge energy for the game, huge enthusiasm, and delighted he's got a chance to come on here and try and help Loughgall get back into this game.
Funny, I spoke to Dean today on the phone, and Ben Neal was talking about Ben Neal and just his progression. You know, he's a young lad that I've always kept an eye on, you know, coming through the club. And I know he's clocked up a few appearances now in the first team, so it's good to see him getting minutes tonight. And again, it'll be good for his development. Yeah.
I think it has to be said, you got to give Dean Smith, Loughgall first team manager, so much credit. He's shown so much faith in young kids these last couple of years, and it's paying dividends for him. If you look at that pitch there tonight, you know, so many of that pitch are late teens, early 20s. Outside Fergie, maybe Scott McCulloch. The rest of that team's really, really young, Brian. And Dean's showing faith in them. And this is only going to be great for development. A night like this, quarter-final against Linfield in the Irish Cup.
Yeah, no, very much so. I think Dean he's a way of playing, and that way of playing involves, you know, bringing young kids through. And when you have to look, he did a fantastic job at Anna, and he's kicked on, and he's done a fantastic job at Loughgall, you know. And have no doubt about it. You know, Loughgall Football Club are in very good hands, you know, under Dean Smith and his staff, because I know he puts a lot of trust in Andy and his staff around him there as well, you know. So Nicky May. So, but yeah, look, as I say, going into the last 25 minutes, you know, Loughgall are still very much in this, you know, and again, it makes for an interesting last 20 minutes.
No, it does. Not wanting to labour the point as the play's just down with Chris Johns, but it shows other players that, you know, Loughgall is a pathway into Irish League football, and if you come to Loughgall, maybe 17, 18, develop, learn, then you get your chance in the first team if you're good enough.
Look, there's no doubt about it, and I think so many now, you know, even being an agent myself, you know what I mean, it's, you know, you look at, you know, kids going across at 16, but a lot of them come home at 18, you know, where the pathway now is making a career through the Irish League. We've seen that, you know what I mean, with Stuart Dallas, with Mark Sykes and many more, so even Gavin White, you know, so I think certainly the Irish League's a great product. There's a lot of talent in the league, you know, and certainly Loughgall is no different in terms of the academy that they have here, and and certainly Dean and the staff are seeing the rewards of that by being brave and being bold and investing in young talent.
Yeah, very much so. So Loughgall now got a hold of the ball after a bit of pinball, and back now. Stephen Falloon plays it across to Jimmy Collier. He strikes forward, gesturing to Naziri to go long, but he's coming short.
Yeah, I think in fairness, Naziri didn't see it, but there was about 20 yards of grass behind him, and I think that's why Jimmy Gallagher got frustrated, because if he had been on his bike, he probably would have got in behind the Loughgall right back there.
Conor Pepper just eases Jimmy Ray out of the way, lets the ball go for a throw. Linfield throw just inside the Loughgall half. Jimmy Mulgrew on the ball, plays it back to Hockey. Linfield seem quite content at the minute again just to keep possession and get a sort of grip back in the game. Niall Quinn plays the ball forward, excellent ball to Jordan Stewart, flicks it inside to Naziri. He gets on it, checks back inside, rolls the ball out to Niall Quinn, gets the return. Very good defended by Stephen Ferguson. Conor Kerr comes away with the ball. Ball played now for Jimmy Carragher, gets him turned. He just plays the ball straight back to Chris Johns, and again Linfield happy to build nice and patiently. Hockey just strides forward now towards the halfway line, plays this diagonal once again, looking for Jordan Stewart, but Conor Kerr reads that well and flicks it out for a throw-in. So Niall Quinn with a throw-in for Linfield. 2-1 here Linfield at Lakeview Park in this Irish Cup quarter-final. Niall Quinn waiting for the opportunity, finds Jordan Stewart. Conor Kerr does really well, and actually the ball's nicked off Jordan Stewart. A bit of a tussle for the ball.
Kerr done really well there, so he did, you know, because I think if Stewart had popped it off and Nazri was free, he probably could have put it into the box pretty quick. So again, it's good defending by Conor Kerr. Again, a lad I'm a huge fan of, such a future in the game he's got, you know. I've said, I noticed him, you know, over the last couple of years, just, you know, how he's progressed at this level of football, you know, and he's just a really, really good, solid young fullback.
Ball back once again with Chris Johns, and he just lets it roll, invites Nettis in before he lifts it, and then throws the ball to his right, out to Hockey. Hockey strolls forward under no real pressure, lays it out to Connor Pepper. Pepper checks inside, Jamie Ray plays it back across the pitch to Jimmy Carragher. Again, Linfield very content just to keep possession, finding triangles, knocking the ball about, sort of stretching and inviting Loughgall forward. Back now again with Chris Johns. To be fair, Brian, that's a pretty impressive game management, that they've got the confidence just to get on the ball, knock it about, and eat up a few minutes.
Oh, it is. When you've got that about ability in your team, you can do that, you know. And even you've two ball playing centre halves that are comfortable on it, you know, and then they can go long when they need to, and just suck in. And it's you know, to have that ability and that talent in your team, it certainly helps. But again, in fairness to David Healy, you know, he's got them drilled. We can see that out of possession, how hard they work, you know, and they're an absolute machine whenever they get it. And we're just seeing now Connor Pepper, you know what I mean, he just bombs down the right side.
Stroding forward, making ground. He's made maybe 55, 60 yards there on the ball. Finds Kirk Miller. Kirk Miller plays it back into Connor Pepper. Pepper just flicks it inside to Stephen Falloon. Falloon opens up his body, comes across the pitch. Well tracked by Ben Neal. Niall Quinn just checks inside Pablo. Finds the feet of Naziri as they edge closer to the Loughgall box, just moving the ball from player to player. Jordan Stewart, bit of space out on the left hand side. Naziri goes out round him. Stewart checks inside in his right foot, delivers a cross. Conor Kerr heads it out. Nettis just doesn't quite manage to control it. Niall Quinn takes it off him. Carragher back to Niall Quinn. Niall Quinn in defeat to Jordan Stewart. Out to Naziri on the touchline. Again, Linfield really beginning to pop the ball about, finding feet, moving it quickly, and it's definitely difficult for Loughgall to get close.
But in fairness to Loughgall, they're defending well. You know what I mean. Linfield aren't really gaining much yardage up the pitch. You know, and Loughgall are getting close to them, and they're preventing them from getting close to the 18-yard box. You know, but again, it's not easy in the Loughgall legs out there. You know, we're now into the 71st minute, and they've put a wonderful shift in. But I still think there's another chance in the game for Loughgall here, David.
Yeah, no, you could be right. So Loughgall made another substitution. Young Matty Holloway, number 15, has come on for Jamie Ray. Matty Holloway, another young player, one that we tracked for a couple of years over at Banbridge Rangers, where he was putting in some really good performances, and he came and signed here about a year or so ago. So he's on now, wide on the left. Kirk Miller whips in the ball, really good cross. Connor Kerr deals with it well. Niall Quinn drives the ball forward. Ben Murdoch doesn't quite get the clearance. John Scott completes it. The ball, like a magnet, lands once again at Jimmy Mulgrew's feet. He's played the ball inside. Kirk Miller comes inside, and Ben Murdoch does well to put the ball out for another Linfield corner. Yeah,
and you can see gaps now starting to appear maybe in dangerous areas for Linfield now as well, David. You know, but I still think, you know, if Loughgall stay in the game in the next 5-10 minutes, they could be certainly maybe get another chance. But again, it's when it's that quality that Linfield have in key areas, and there's certainly a bit of possible movement here in the Linfield bench at the minute. So I think Cooper seems to be possibly the one that they're going to maybe do very shortly.
Very good. So corner to Linfield on their right. The ball swung in. Really good excellent delivery once again, and I thought that was a corner, to be fair myself, but
it looked like it. Certainly looked like a corner.
Referees give a goal kick, and
will not argue, David.
Will not argue. I think it was Jimmy Carr got up, and unless it did just come off the back of another Linfield player and over the bar harmlessly. So would have left to play, Brian. 72 minutes in.
Yeah, 72 gone, and I see Damien instruction there to get the front three higher up the pitch, so there's certainly there's no sitting back from a Loughgall viewpoint. He's certainly trying to get the attacking men high up the pitch and get them stretched.
Let me get a replay on that. Loughgall bench don't seem happy by the challenge from Naziri. Connor Kerr is down. Bit of argument between the players. Ben Murdoch certainly letting Shane Lavery know what he thought about that challenge. Keith Kennedy just trying to calm the passions a little bit. Wouldn't mind seeing that one again, Brian, if don't know if we can get the replay on that.
Yeah, I think I'm not quite sure in terms of actually what happened. I don't know if obviously he's been down a while now. He's not the type of boy to stay down. So I don't know if there was anything in it or it was handbags. I see Andy Smith down there anyway. You know, Smudge would probably love to be in the middle of that, to be fair.
Andy Smith complaining about a refereeing decision? That wouldn't happen, would it?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. They might the teams that had to pull him out of stuff back in the day, but look, he's up, and he's thankfully things.
Yeah, I get okay. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Don't think there was much in it. I think to be fair, he possibly just landed maybe awkwardly on it. You know.
Yeah, possibly. I've always loved Andy Smith's passion for the game, which always came across both as a player and as an assistant manager here at Loughgall.
Yeah,
so,
big time, very much so. And I think, you know, the servant that Andy Smith has been not only to Loughgall but to football. You know what I mean. He loves the game, talented player, and he certainly moulded into a very good coach.
Yeah. Jordan Little. So again, a bit of confusion as to whether there's going to be a sub or not. So strange set of circumstances here, where the two benches don't really know what's happened. The referee seems slightly confused. There's a Loughgall player down. Linfield trying to make a substitution. Didn't really catch what was happening there. Was the free kick taken slightly early, or?
No, I think Loughgall tried to take a quick free kick, but Linfield were obviously trying to make the sub, and ultimately he brought it back. Dino's not happy, and Davy Healy is happy, and we're trying to get on with the game.
That's a good summary of the situation. So Jordan Little now just on the halfway line, knocks it long into the box. Jones coming for it and collects very confidently and immediately launches that ball downfield. Now we're on a foot race. Shane Lavery with Jordan Little. Jordan Little did really well to get something on it, but Shane Lavery's now picked it up wide on the right. John Scott out there shepherding him, comes back inside to Kirk Miller, but Matthew Holloway got back, and ball's out for a Linfield throw.
Again, we've seen there with that, you know, whenever Jones got it, the onus was for him just to get it forward to Lavery again. You know what I mean? To have that outlet and the pace of Shane Lavery through the middle is just, it's just such a threat. Yeah.
So John Scott's brought down Shane Lavery. A couple of Linfield players not overly happy with the challenge, but the referees give the free kick and produced the yellow card for, I think that was John Scott, I'm pretty sure. So again, maybe a few tired legs beginning to show as well in some of these tackles, but certainly Linfield are moving the ball quick, they're getting into good areas, and Loughgall defenders are having to work hard to contain them.
This is dangerous here for Linfield, you know, because you want to stay in the game as long as you can, and obviously, you know what I mean, with the threat that Linfield have with the deliveries, you know, big onus on Loughgall to defend this, you know.
Yeah, again, I'm assuming that's Niall Quinn and Kirk Miller both over the ball.
Yeah, I think to be fair, the referee's going to pull Shane Lavery back here, and I think it's he's both players. I think it's actually it's the left back at Loughgall.
Aye, John Scott.
I think it's John Scott and Shane Lavery. I think they were having a little tussle, but again, I think it's handbags, thankfully.
Yeah. So free kick to Linfield wide on their right, just near the corner flag. Quinn steps over it. Miller swings the ball in again. An excellent delivery right in danger zone. Ben Murdoch gets on the end of it, and Jordan Stewart just hooked the ball towards the goal, but tamely into Tucker's hands, who launches the ball downfield, and that's going to go all the way through to Chris Jones, who backpedals, lets the ball come to him, heads back towards the byline, just to eat up a few vital seconds. And that lets him then throw the ball to Connor Pepper. Pepper on the halfway line plays the ball long over the top. Again, the pace of Kirk Miller is impressive, but John Scott done really well to get back there, get on the ball, and has defended that really, really well, to be fair to him. So Fergie's on the ball inside the box, plays the ball out to the right-hand side. Niall Quinn wins the header against Pablo. Hooked on. Hockey finds Jamie Mulgrew. He just gets on it, strides forward, finds Kirk Miller wide on the right. He gets the overlap and run from Jordan Stewart. Whips the ball in, and well headed out by Jordan Little. Hooked on then by Scott McCulloch. Linfield win the header with Hockey. Back on Jordan Stewart, back with Hockey.
You can see with Joel Cooper coming on there, he's just continued trying to give Linfield that width that maybe Nasri wasn't giving them. You know, he's literally hugging this chalk here down beside us, you know, and that's probably where, you know what I mean, the Loughgall right back Conor Kerr just needs to be that wee bit careful, where he's trying to tuck in and give his two centre halves cover, but again, he's got to be so careful and just being aware of Joel Cooper. Yeah.
That's a really, really good point. And back in that area, Cooper's off, but Stephen Falloon's heading on to put pressure on to Tucker. Tucker does really well. Lets the ball head out. But a sportsmanship offers his hand to Stephen Falloon. And we get on with the game. Goal kick, Loughgall.
12 minutes to go here,
about
David. You know,
12 minutes to go plus injury time.
Yeah.
Ball down the mid-sky. Ben Neal gets a hook on that. Kirkmiller picks it up. Mulgrew again plays that ball right into the right-hand channel for the ever-willing runner of Shane Lavery into that channel. Ben Murdoch done really well to get across and put it out for a throw.
He done really well because, you know, Lavery touches that past him and all of a sudden he's 1v1 down that side, so we defended him really well.
McCall get a hold of the ball. Scott McCulloch checks inside to Ben Murdoch. Through to Nettis. Been a bit quiet more recently, but it holds the ball off brilliantly there. Now we have Matty Holloway coming inside. Can he find a pass? He plays the ball out to, not quite finding Pablo. Niall Quinn comes striding forward, just checks. I'm happy to go back to Jimmy Gallagher. He plays the ball forward, cut out by Jordan Little. Pablo gets a hold of it, miscontrols it out for a throw. Linfield have a throw just in front of the home Loughgall dugout.
Seen there again, that ball where the Linfield just suck you in, and then all of a sudden Gallagher's just tried to switch a 30-40 yard diag in behind for Cooper, you know, and that's just what they're so good at it. Both two centre halves are so comfortable in possession, and you know they can hit that 30-yard pass, you know, and unfortunately for Loughgall, we have looks as if Andy Waterworth is now making his entrance.
Cooper on the ball there, one of his first touches since coming on. Ball inside to Jordan Stewart, who plays a lovely ball in round again. Shane Lavery just making that run this time into the Linfield left channel. Well marshalled by Jordan Little out for the throw. As you rightly pointed out, a couple of substitutions happening. Taking the throw first anyway, Cooper, no. Again, seems to be some confusion over substitutions, so it's rather bizarre. Yeah, so Scott McCulloch is coming off to make room for Scott McCann, who's coming on, another young player that's come up through the ranks last year and a half here. He was a Loughgall player for quite a few parts of his youth here at Loughgall, under the tutelage of Ernie Smith and some of the guys in Loughgall youth. Moved on to Pastures New for a couple of years and back to Loughgall, so great to see him getting on the pitch as well for a bit of experience. A very technically gifted player. He might get on the ball and have a bit of creativity and make something happen for Loughgall in these last 10 minutes or so.
It's good to see the kids getting a run, Dave, you know what I mean. You know, you get 20 minutes again Linfield, you know, their memories, you know, you don't forget that, you know, and I remember even, you know, as us young kids coming through wherever we're playing, you remember those times now, and it's just so good to get 20 minutes again this calibre of opposition, you know. Yep.
Yeah, that was a good first touch with Scott McCann there. Got on it, was comfortable on it.
Oh, great touch
by Ben centre half. Now just play. Oh, if he just had played Ben in.
That's the one where you're just looking at the shift it, you know what I mean, and you know the defender's done well there and he's got back, and
a very good defender to be fair. Was that Gallagher?
Yeah, it was Gallagher.
Just got back in there
really well.
and snuffed out the danger for Linfield.
I think just as well, you know, Nettis when he gets it in there, he's not getting much support around him, you know, and there's 2 or 3 Linfield shirts just smothering him, and you know he's doing so well to get on it and make something happen, but that's where it's so frustrating at times. You just don't have that extra couple of Loughgall shirts getting around him.
Yeah. Loughgall happy to try and play a bit at the back here and find the right pass forward. The ball goes long, looking for Nettis, but Jimmy Gallagher calls it, launches it high into the night sky. Ben Neal under it, wins the header against Jimmy Mulgrew. Scott McCann does enough against Waterworth. And the ball's back now to Chris Johns, and the ball goes long, high up the pitch. Again, they're going to have to decide who's taking hold of this. Shane Lavery gets in among them, but ball headed back nicely. Speaking of Andy Waterworth, I didn't see who come off for him there.
Yeah, Jordan Stewart.
Jordan Stewart come off.
Yeah, Jordan Stewart. Probably one of Jordan's quieter games, you know what I mean. But again, when he's on the pitch, he's always capable of doing that wee moment of magic, you know. But I think in fairness to Loughgall, they kept him quite quiet tonight, you know. But again, you know, we're seeing the substitutions here coming on. Andy Waterworth, Joel Cooper, you know, it's just an array of talent. Yeah, no, it's good to see down at Lakeview. Top players in the league. I mean, what a servant Andy Waterworth's been for Linfield, and I mean, just a legend of a striker. His ability and his desire for the game, you know, playing a more withdrawn number 10 role since he's come on, and he's happy to play that role and do that for the team. great pro, Andy. Absolutely brilliant, you know. And he's again, he's everywhere he's been, he scored goals, you know. Even across the water, he scored goals, you know. And I know he's a very popular lad in everywhere he's been, and I had the fortunate pleasure of playing with him at Ards many years ago. So he's a good lad, Andy, and what a career he's had.
So we're heading now down towards probably the last 6 minutes of normal time, and then whatever the referee allows after that. So if Loughgall are going to have a go, it's going to be any time soon. They're going to have to throw a bit of caution to the wind, Brian, and really try and get back into this game. And nothing to lose. 6
nothing
minutes
to lose.
go.
Like, you're looking at six minutes, you know what I mean, quarter-final of an Irish Cup tie, you know what I mean, absolutely nothing to lose at all, you know. And I'm just wondering, will maybe Dino throw another one up top here, you know, because, you know, it's you know, Ned has certainly got a wee bit of joy when he's been a 1v1 there. And I just think an extra body up top for the last few minutes could really maybe cause Linfield problems.
Yeah. Well, nothing to lose. Whatever happens now, it's been a tremendous performance once again by the Loughgall players. They've done the Dean and his coaching staff proud. They've done the club proud once again. You know, a really professional display.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's certainly one thing that the performance he'll take into as he looks to next season and tries to gather the troops for next season and what he needs in. And but I think certainly everyone on a Loughgall shirt tonight has given their absolute max. And as we say, there's still a few minutes left yet.
Again, just really impressed the way Linfield and their game management. I mean, it's just a pleasure to behold, sort of up close. You're listening to the instructions among the players about getting on it and keeping it, and not afraid to go back to keep possession. You know, they're picking their forward passes very carefully to make sure they maintain possession. And it just shows the experience. Scott McCann crossing the halfway line, trying to get forward and create something. Yeah, he got clipped from behind. So perhaps the opportunity here for Loughgall as we hit the closing 5 minutes or so of this quarter-final of the Irish Cup. Score currently Loughgall 1, Linfield 2. There was an opportunity to get the ball in the box there, but they went short. Fergie plays the ball out to John Scott out in the left. He strokes forward. Opportunity perhaps to get a delivery in. He plays inside to Matty Holloway, and Kirk Miller gets a hold of the ball under pressure from Matty, out for a throw to Loughgall, high up the pitch on the left.
Again, it's another example of just how the two wide men at Linfield work so hard, David. You know, both Cooper down this side and down that side as well with Kurt Miller.
Fergie played the ball in. Pablo's trying to get a hold of Conor Pepper. Yeah, for the first time in a while, the ball's come into Loughgall's defending half, and there's no Linfield players at all. They've all sort of dropped back. Waterworth got high up the pitch there. Good ball over to John Scott, just outside the edge of the 18. Matty Holloway's on the ball, cuts inside to Pablo, and just a miscontrol. 14-15 yards out, and again, just a wee chance for Loughgall. Better control, and a wee chance may have come there. Ball's back with Turker, and he plays the ball long into the Linfield half. Ben Neal wins the flick. It's with Hockey. He plays the ball over the top. Conor Kerr defends it superbly well. Flicks over his shoulder. Now Loughgall get a hold of the ball. Matty Holloway does really well. Finds Scott McCann. Scott gets caught on the ball, just maybe in the right area. Cooper's on the ball, comes edge of the box, laid out to Falloon. Falloon plays the ball in, and Turker does really well gathering the ball.
It's just a fine margin too, Dave. It could have been easy, another opportunity where Linfield there, where it was again, giving away by a Loughgall player. Just that where you just need to do it sharper. You maybe just getting a little bit caught in possession. Yeah.
So Scott McCann fouled there by Stephen Falloon.
I think it's one for big Turker here to try and pump forward into the Linfield box and certainly try and expose that Linfield back line here. Maybe put another couple of bodies up with nothing to lose at all at Loughgall. So
definitely, the bench has just ushered Jordan Little forward, so he's right to the edge of the box. Turker plays the ball diagonal, flicked on, and almost kept in by Pablo, or was just kept in, but he lost possession. Forward now to Scott McCann, puts the ball forward and cleared by Jimmy Carragher at the edge of the box. Just happy to launch it forward. I think Turker's going to deal with this okay. Slightly up into the sky. Shane Lavery's under it, but Conor Kerr does really well on the tackle, but Joel Cooper now picks it up, slips all inside. Shane Lavery coming forward, lays the ball square, and Andy Waterworth offside. And let's be fair, he'll be glad the offside flag was there, because he somehow fluffed his lines from about 6 yards out. And still the game's alive. Still 2-1. The Linfield. Now Shane Lavery got loads of space edge of the box. Don't know where he got space from. Cuts inside, right foot, and scores. Shane Lavery makes the score. Linfield 3, Loughgall 1. Just a wee moment of maybe tiredness there, Brian. The ball was cleared and Loughgall defence maybe slowed coming out, and nobody was picking up Shane Lavery, and the ball bounces, goes back into him. He's acres of space.
Acres of space. I think the Loughgall player thought he might have been offside initially, but he was obviously onside, but again he's got acres of space, and again the quality of Shane Lavery's finishing tonight, has just been, it's just been very, very, very impressive from a lad that is clearly on top of his game. But again, from a Loughgall perspective, it's another goal that has been presented to them to a point, which should have been dealt with.
Yeah. But that's probably the disappointing thing for Dean and the staff, is that probably all 3 goals you could point to real clear things that could have been done better and could have been done more efficiently, shall we say.
Yeah, the pace of Joel Cooper.
Absolutely.
The pace of Joel Cooper, dear me.
Ben Murdoch read that exceptionally well, has come across, and now the game's getting it's a little bit ragged on Loughgall's part.
I think as well too, David,
understandable.
It is understandable, but again, taking nothing away from Loughgall, I think they've been absolutely excellent. You know what I mean? They've a good passages of play, the early opportunities that maybe if Nettis had taken that one, if Dale Malone had took that one, and it's a game changer. But we're talking about the likes of Joel Cooper, we're talking about Shane Lavery. They're in regularly in the Northern Ireland senior squad. You know what I mean? So we've got to just probably be reminded of just the level.
Matty Holloway goes through. Oh, Matty Holloway literally nicked the ball almost. That's again going to be very, very harsh, I think, on young Ben Neal.
Yeah, but again, maybe left one in. John.
Yeah, maybe just sort of caught him, but I think John's momentum was coming out clearing the ball. But
but just going back to what I was saying, David, the quality of the 2 players that we're talking about in the likes of Cooper and Lavery, they have that ability, you know what I mean, and bring them on. They're Northern Ireland internationals, and that's what you get. That's just the difference. And unfortunately, Loughgall have maybe been punished. But again, there's been so many positives to take from tonight.
Yeah, I know this is a cliche, but if you'd have put Shane Lavery in the Loughgall team, would have been a different score.
Yeah, of course. There's no doubt about it. That's it's certainly been a long time from what I mean. I've seen anything in the league like Shane Lavery up close. You know what I mean. His pace is just his rawness, his sharpness, and ultimately his finishing. Yeah, finish has been top drawer tonight. 3 big chances, has literally buried them all. Clinical. So ball launched forward, the edge of the box. Jordan Littler wrestling with Andy Waterworth. The referee gives the free kick to Loughgall. We're heading now into injury time. I don't think the board has run up yet, has it?
I don't think I've seen it now. But Turker's taking his free kick just outside the Loughgall 18. Launches the ball left diagonal over to Loughgall's left-hand side. Hockey wins the header. Kirk Miller flicks the ball on. Ben Murdoch needs to deal with that. He lets the ball go out for a throw. Throw into Loughgall. It's midway in their half. Ball played short to Stephen Ferguson, hooked on by John Scott. Stephen Falloon wins the header for Linfield and gets up again a second time. Nice wee cushion header out to Jimmy Mulgrew. Knocks the ball down to Connor Pepper. He finds Shane Lavery's feet, but fortunately, that Stephen Ferguson just positioned himself well on the knockdown and forced the foul from Shane Lavery. So again, Loughgall is going to try and get the bodies forward for these last few moments of the game, see if they can snatch another one and give us a grandstand finish. Turker knocks the ball forward to the edge of the box, flicked on by Ben Neal, down by Stephen Fallon, plays a nice ball out to Niall Quinn. He plays the ball down the channel to Joel Cooper, who expertly lets the ball run past him and looking to jink past the Loughgall player. Clipped off Connor Kerr for a Linfield throw. Referee blows the final whistle here at Lakeview Park in this quarter-final of the Irish Cup. In the end, Linfield just too strong for a very gallant Loughgall team, who certainly left everything on the park, and the score finished.